I was never a skinny girl. Since I remember myself, I was always the chubby kid. I mean, like, I've never been skinny. I don't know what it looks like on me. I was always a chubby girl. And I think it comes from different reasons, of course, but one of them was the environment that I was raised. Carbs and sour cream. It wasn't it fun? I mean, of course, you understand that that's what you're born in. Another thing is that I realized that everything was around food or the lack of it, or trying to control it. All the conversations that I had in my life or around me by adults as well was about what should we eat, how do we get it, how do we cook it, when should we buy it, what we shouldn't buy, what do we have money to buy for, what is there in it. Was all about food. And when it was not about what buying and cooking, it was about how to try to lose weight in order to keep fit and beautiful as a woman. Because I mean, like, well, I finally made this cake, but I cannot eat it because it's too fattening and there's too much carbs, and then I need to do cucumber diet. I'm not kidding, I heard those things since I was like 4. For me, I actually never suffered. I was always okay. I felt that I have confidence to do whatever I want. But the moment I reached the 124 kgs, my feet started hurting. And this is for another story why I decided to go for bariatric surgery and how to solve it. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about that thing about food was so deep in my subconscious because that's what I knew. So guess what? Losing weight or not losing weight, regardless of that, I was still all about food. My head was always about food. Every time I would visit my parents, also as an adult, before surgery or after, there was a lot of conversation about what should be prepared, what should I cook, are you sure you want to have another one? Maybe not, Maria, you already had one. Conversations about food around the table was a huge topic all the time. One of the things that I realized that I have to do in this journey is to let go of that talking about food all the time. All the time. Food, food, food. Should eat, shouldn't eat. Healthy, not healthy. What did I cook? What did you cook? Oh no, this is too fattening. Are you sure? Enough. I have to make, in order to make it long lasting, is to start creating new patterns of thinking and not thinking about food, not talking about food. And to let that part, like, really let go of that. It was a part of my journey, but I was still struggling. I was stuck there. And I realized that I have to deal with that, otherwise nothing will change. And I decided to confront my mom and to tell her once and for all what I need, what kind of help do I need from her in order for this change to happen. And I was super scared because I never ever said to my mom those kind of things. I couldn't wait because the moment I decide something, I cannot wait. So I called her and I said, Mom, I cannot talk about food with you all the time. I can't. I don't want to hear the word food anymore. I don't want you to tell me what kind of food are you buying, what kind of food are you cooking, what kind of diet you're heard, what kind of things I'm doing. Don't ask me what to buy. Don't ask me what to cook. I will bring my own food. I will choose my own food if needed. Please don't mention the word food anymore around me. Of course, I splurged it in a bad way possible. Maybe it was the first time for me to let actually boundaries out with my mom, and it wasn't done in the best way possible. But my mom, for after a second of quiet on the phone, she said, okay, I will try. I felt straight away better. She realized that apparently that it was something that bothers me so much. And I didn't know it was bothering me so much because it was so in my subconscious and the results were not moving, but I was not aware of that. How the hell should I know that I need to say that? But the moment I realized that I should, I did. And the result was amazing. My mom was trying, not by the way just my mom, but like I think she also told to my dad, because suddenly there was not conversations about food so much. And when she was crossing the boundary a little bit, I was be like, Mom, you're talking about yogurt, and she would be like, okay, take it back. Or when she would cross the boundary, she would be, oh, no, no, sorry, doesn't matter, no. And she would realize, of course, we will not make this change smooth and perfect, but I felt so great for those boundaries being met, and for her understanding why it was so important. And of course, since then, I learned how to put those boundaries and how to talk with people and to request them, something that I think is important for my changes and for my process in life. And not to just splurge them like out, because I have been piling up for years things that I think should or shouldn't be said, and I was not executing that. And since then, of course, this pendulum effect of like going extreme and like, suddenly you splurge everything out and into slowly balancing it. Of course, I can talk about food nowadays. I don't mind talking about food. And yes, it's not gonna make me hungry. And yes, I'm not gonna go binge on like, cookies. But understanding that I know how to balance conversations, how not to be triggered by conversations, and how those conversations will not affect my subconscious, definitely make this go better. I'm super grateful for me getting angry at my mom and telling her in a very harsh way, what do I want to do? And I'm even more thankful to the point of now learning how to do it in the best way possible, and not only with my mom.